I need to edit this title. There's no Joe Mullins on here. Sorry, guys. Let me update my title. People are gonna go, that don't look like Joe.
You got me 5x5?
Let's see.
Okay.
Testing. Hey guys, I'm trying to update my titles. I keep forgetting I have to do this. Michael Arnold. Let's talk money. I am gonna do. Let's talk money and finances. Finance. Okay, let's see if that's gonna update. I think it's updating. Hope it's updating anyway. All right, close. All right, that might work. We'll see. If not, I'll have to go in individually to update it. Let me look and see real quick if it updated on this end.
So I can sit back and you can hear me good.
Yeah, just make sure you speak into the microphone.
I'm going to try to get it as close to me as possible.
Edit posts.
Right there.
I don't know why it's doing this. It's saying Christmas in July.
That's Nadine King.
I know. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, now I've updated it. Okay. Now let me try to update it again. Edit post. Michael Arnold. I'm going to have to go in through all of my thing and put, and fix it. Michael Arnold. Let's talk money and finance. All right, I think I'm just going to come in with my regular opening. And then when I come in from the break.
Whenever you're ready, you wanted to do that Jeff Bezos thing. I actually read an article on him this morning.
Oh, you did? Yeah, I'm going to do that. That's what my Star Trek thing is for. I think I'm going to do that after. I'm going to do that the first break.
Okay.
So we'll talk about that. So
sure.
We're just going to do my regular thing coming in and my regular thing going out. And then when I come back in, I want the Star Trek one. Because then I'll talk about.
You want to include the space, the final frontier?
Oh, I don't know. Let me hear it, see how long it's going to be. Hey guys, I hope you can hear me.
Space, the final frontier.
That's the one.
These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise.
Huh.
Its 5-year mission, to explore strange new worlds.
That's what's coming to us.
Seek out
Strange new
life
worlds.
and new
I know,
civilizations.
right? Isn't that something?
We're at a turning point in this arena, so I think that.
I think I'm going to start. I don't know. What do you think?
Other one? What's the other one we got?
It would be, no, I want to use this one. It's either use the beginning, space, the final frontier. Maybe that. But
I just think the space, the final frontier, this is a ship up, and you stop at the Enterprise part because we're not on the Enterprise,
Well, yeah. So I appreciate you coming on my show. Thank you very much. But it is my show. Got to remind my guests.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to do that to you.
Look, guys.
That is so wrong.
But no, I'm just messing with you. You cool? Okay. Maybe when I go out from the break, I'll do this here thing, and then I can prep people what we're going to be talking about in the next segment. And then when we come in, we'll use the like that makes sense. All right, we good. All right, so
you tell me when.
All right, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you can hear me. Okay. For some reason, people said they couldn't hear me when my last recorded thing. I don't know what happened. I got a text message. I don't know what happened. So that's all right. We good now.
You are now tuned in to Today with Pastor J on WNZF News Radio, where we discuss inspiring and informative news. And now here's your host, Pastor Jearlyn Dennie.
Good morning. Wake up and good morning. It's a good, beautiful, and great day to be alive. And I'm happy to be back in Florida. I was in Texas last week for about 5 days. My husband and I well, my husband did. I kind of tagged along, went to Promise Keepers, which is a phenomenal men's conference, Christian conference for men. And oh man, it was wonderful and it was powerful. My favorite thing out of the whole entire conference, other than the fact that my husband was there and was really getting into the Word of God, man, it was so many favorites, but Pastor Samuel Rodriguez, man, he knocked it out the park. So listeners, if you get an opportunity, get a chance, find it. Maybe it's on YouTube or whatever, but look up Promise Keepers. People are saying Promise Keepers, are they still around? Yep, they are back. They are new and improved. And it was awesome. But my guest this morning is Michael Arnold. Michael Arnold, good morning. How are you?
It's getting crazy out there. Very busy. I get to, meeting a lot of people and actually just doing a lot of listening lately. So
that's good. Well, have to do the listen thing. So you are involved in finance. In fact, your official title is Investment Advisor Representative. So
correct.
Before we get into that, tell me about you. You married? You got
I am
kids?
married. I have a 6-year-old little girl, which I cannot tell you how much we appreciated you last night on a phone call. Pastor Jay actually did a beautiful thing. She actually helped us say our prayers and actually said a very, very specific prayer for her. And like it's very humbling as a father, and even my wife. It's a humbling experience, and Well,
I am honored. We were speaking on the phone last night, and Michael just mentioned, "Hey, we get ready to say prayers with our daughter. You want to say a prayer?" And I was like, "Okay, how old is she?" So,
yeah.
But it was an honor that you even asked me. But people forget that. Well, I don't think they forget, but that is my number one top job right there.
You practice what you preach, Pastor.
Listen,
I appreciate you for that.
Spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ is number one to me. In fact, it's why I do what I do. It's important that people see Christ in us in our daily lives. Everything we do should be as unto him. Am I perfect? Absolutely not. But I do strive to be, because I follow the perfect one. So thank you so much for allowing me in your private time with your family, just spontaneously, right?
It just unfolds like that. We try to get her to bed early, but in the same breath, it just ain't easy because she's got full of energy. So, and she's just...
I think it's kind of awesome that you and your wife do that with your kid, with your daughter every night and stuff. That's kind of nice.
From the Northeast, you really don't talk about religion because you're around so many different religions, and we have friends who are Muslim, we have friends who are Jewish, we have friends from all different walks of life. So in the same breath, we kind of always yielded about talking about it, but in the same, what we practice in our home is done in our home. So my daughter can always understand that it's not just about you, honey. It's there's other people out there that you got to focus on too. And
well, that's super cool. That is super cool. 6-year-old, man. Wow, I remember those days. My children are grown now.
No, I'm worried about it, but you know what? In the same breath, I think that it's going to be a humbling experience. Just
I don't know. Are you gonna have any more? I have 7, so you got to catch up.
No, we're one and done.
One and done.
Yeah, it's our lives just always went in different directions with us, especially when I was working in New York City and how demanding life was. We just couldn't really just...
New York City, that is a high-paced kind of area. So how long have you been in Flagler County? I'm
on my 3rd year now.
Okay.
I moved here December of 2017, so I'm in my 3rd year right now. So we moved down here 4 years ago in 2016, hung out in Titusville for a year, decided where we wanted to live, and we picked Palm Coast, and it's been... As soon as I saw the beach of Flagler Beach, and I was driving up and down the coastline, I called up my wife. She was at work, and I said, "This is where you're going to meet me tonight." And she put her toes in the sand, and she was like, "That was it." She's like, "This is where we need to be." And then we saw the Matanzas Inlet, which looks like a postcard.
It does,
and that's where we said, "Life needs to be here."
Very nice. So how long have you been in finance? Did you do this in New York City?
I spent my life working in private banking, institutional retail brokerage in New York. I've worked for Merrill Lynch's private banking investment group at a World Financial Center. I also worked for Wells Fargo Advisors out of the Fox News building.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I've been in pretty much all over.
Did you try to get on Fox News? That's what I would have been over there doing.
I've
been over there like, hey.
In the Fox News building, you have the main entrance, which is in the front of the building, but then you have what's called the Bat Cave, which is in the back of the building.
Right.
So we always went through the Bat Cave. The couple times I had to go through the lobby, it was just not a positive experience. You're trying to fight people that are in the lobby that want to see the famous people. They don't realize that they hang out in the Bat Cave.
Right.
They don't hang out in the front of the building. And, was able to meet Shepard, was able to meet a lot of different TV personalities while I was there. You bump into Donald Trump in the lobby, you do stuff like that. But it was more than just that. It was a central location for their institutional division. And I was very blessed. You want to talk about getting thrown into the lion's den. Here it is, kid, figure it all out. You have no time to do it.
Right.
So it's a humbling, it worked out for my benefit. I was able to meet some really influential individuals on Wall Street. You're talking top 10% of them.
Wow.
So, dealing with the top 10% of global wealth is what you're actually focused on. So you're working on some of the most complicated relationships, including your most influential corporations in the world, where you're actually working on the relationship, the retirement benefits, the capital management, all of that. And just experiencing it was a very, very, probably one of the fastest learning experiences I've ever had to deal with in my life.
So then what brings you to Florida, though? You just said, hey, time for me to slow down a little bit. You have family here?
No, I worked on a project in 2011 through 2013. And when I worked on that project, I knew that there was a lot of advancement coming between Florida and Texas. And so I went over to my wife. I remember going home that night and I said, hey, baby, we're moving to Florida or Texas. And she said she's not going to Texas. So we picked Florida. It took us 3 years to transition down here from that point. But I always knew that I wanted to be near the beach. She wanted to be near the beach. Every time that we looked at a house in New Jersey and New York or anything around there, we found houses, but they were always in zip codes that we didn't want to live in. And, starting at $600,000 was just not our move.
Right.
So
I don't blame you. Well, I'm going to tell you, Texas is a beautiful state.
It is. It's absolutely gorgeous. That's why I wanted
But I
to.
wasn't anywhere near the water. I was in Dallas. And yeah.
I wanted to go near the Fort Worth area. I wanted to be
That's
in that.
where it was.
And,
Yep, Dallas, Fort Worth. I was Arlington. So yeah, it was. I didn't see any water except in that infinity pool that I stayed in the entire time I was there. But other than that, being in Texas really made me appreciate Florida and being close to the water and being close to the Atlantic Ocean. So those of us, all of us who live here in Flagler County, trust me, when you go other parts of the world, which I travel quite a bit. I don't know why, but I do. I miss Flagler. I miss the amenities. The Atlantic Ocean is a big deal. It's a huge deal. You meet people that's always trying to get to the water.
Every time I travel north, and I still love my family and my friends up there, and some people I actually miss with all my heart and soul. But in the same breath, to me it's not home anymore.
Right.
This is, when I go up there and I get to go to the barbecues, I get to get the hugs and the kisses, get to see the life advancements that all the people I care about have. But in the same breath, it's just not home for me anymore.
I know. I feel the same way. Well, let's talk a little bit about what you're doing with all this other kind of stuff. So you are with, let me get it right, Cowan Financial Group, right?
Yes. I decided to go independent. I mean, it was a great opportunity.
Oh, so this is your own thing?
No, that's actually owned by a gentleman named Carrie Cowan.
Okay.
And he's been such a strong mentor for me, someone I can look up. He's been in the industry for over 50 years. And just somebody that I could look at and just,
this is out of St. Augustine.
Yep.
Okay.
Right on Route 1 in St. Augustine.
Okay.
We are just before you go downtown. He actually worked in downtown right across from the winery. He sold those two buildings and bought a bank building. And now we're on Route 1, and being in the downtown area, it just got too combustible. Like, it was just way too much for him, for the office itself. So he bought the bank building, and now he's running his operations out of there. And it's easier to navigate and easier to find parking when you got to have meetings.
Nice.
Because he has a big parking lot now.
So what's your favorite thing about the industry that you're in?
The story.
Really?
Listening to the story.
Okay.
So everybody, names and faces may change, and they say that stories stay the same and so on and so forth. But it's you get to hear somebody's life story and all the trials and tribulations that they went through and the different experiences that they got to have in life. But it's really just listening to the story that really, and sometimes, I've been reduced to tears before listening to some of it, and you can just, sometimes it's gut wrenching. But it's humbling in the same breath, because you know that these people need the help, and you know that they're turning to you and expecting for you to do the right thing the right way for all the right reasons, and that's the part that for me has always been, I would get phone calls from people, and here they are, you're talking to these multimillionaires, but people don't realize what they actually had to go through in order to get to that level. All the fear, living on hot dogs and, grilled cheeses for so many years in order for them to just get that one little tailwind that just catapulted them into a whole nother. Nothing comes easy in life. And these people, they, nail biting and grinding and working hard in order to get it done, going through colleges, through their master's degrees where they're living on canned soup, to get it done.
Wow. Getting it done. Okay, so we got to take a break now. When we come back from the break, we're going to talk just a little tiny bit about Jeff Bezos and his little flight and all this other kind of stuff that he's been doing. It takes money to do that. So don't go anywhere, guys. Don't touch that dial. You are listening to Today with Pastor J.
Space, the final frontier.
Go back in when you're ready. Welcome back to Today with Pastor J, and my special guest is Michael Arnold, who is an investment advisor. So before the break, I hinted a little bit we're going to talk about Jeff Bezos because he's got money. I mean, the man was up in space.
It's,
and it takes money to do that. So, you're here, you're going to tell everybody on the radio how we can get that kind of money so we can go to space too, right?
You see, the funny, what's, I was actually thinking about this.
It takes money to do that.
It's
a lot of money.
But I've been blessed to be around individuals in my life who have the money like the Jeff Bezoses of the world and stuff.
Right.
And I've been able to have conversations with them on the phone and sometimes in person. What people don't realize is that here's a guy who started up a company from nothing and against all odds.
Mm-hmm.
You have somebody like him who had a lot of powerful financial individuals around who helped make sure that he was informed. You're not going to say more intelligent because obviously he's an intelligent man.
Right.
And having when you start to hit a certain level, your life is already decided for you. You get to wake up in the morning, you take a shower, the calendar is handed to you in a piece of paper. Before you know it, you're on a flight. They tell you what your diet is because of your insurance companies. Mm-hmm. There are so many people that had control over him his whole entire life. So I would think about maybe that was his final dream. Mm-hmm. I just want to be able to experience something. He worked so hard, sleepless nights on an airplane. That's the type of life that these guys actually live.
Right.
You get to see your wife once a week if you're lucky. And so he got to live out his final dream. Mm-hmm. Maybe not his final dream, but the one thing in the world. So all that hard work. There was a news article this morning about how like the staff and so many different people are upset at him because he thanked them for making his dream come true. And instead of just looking at it and saying this man was being humble and saying, listen, man, I appreciate everybody that ever invested with me, ever did any business through me.
Right. Because
you know what? If you work your butt off and you drive your dreams, you can achieve all of your objectives. Mm-hmm. And that's what we were saying before, what these people have to go through eating hot dogs and grilled cheeses just in order to make their dream come true. And then they finally reach that dream. And a lot of that dream is getting it done through professional guidance, powerful legal team, a powerful financial team, a powerful everything that backs them, and powerful investors to bankroll the deal. Life has not been easy. And then once he finally hit that,
right.
Now he gets to do the one thing. I can only imagine his board of directors were never going to let him stay as CEO or chairman of the board and go into space knowing that he might not come home. It's like, here's a reality for you. So no, you're going to step down.
Right.
But God bless and good luck. And, it's still going to be his baby.
So let's talk about the hard work because obviously a lot of hard work went into that. So how do you advise people on, delayed gratification? Because that's really what it is when you're having to save money and having to scrimp, put away stuff.
You have individuals who have all this gusto and all this everything else, and it's not that they're looking for the immediate gratification. Like I was on the phone with somebody that yesterday and for the past week and a half, and even another individual who fought his whole life defending our country that now wants to build a business, and he has all the pieces in place and everything is all starting to catapult for him forward. But, he also realizes that he has to sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
And whether it's working from home in your office just to make sure that you hug your kids enough.
Right.
You know,
Right.
the sacrifices are, I can only imagine for individuals like that, staring at yourself in the mirror with tears running down your eyes because you want this for the freedom of your grandchildren, for the freedom of, when you start off a business of this kind, it's not about you. It's about it's called wealth development. So building wealth for future generations. And that's what people think. It's like, no, I don't want my grandkids to struggle like I did. I don't want my children to ever even think for 1 second that they have to worry about a meal on their plate or whether they're going to get the degree that they need. I don't want that. So you take yourself out of the equation. You put yourself into a humble little house, a humble car. You don't shop for the Mercedes Benzes of the world. You don't shop for the $1 million home. Instead, you say, listen, I need 3 bedrooms in a house. It's me and my 2 children. I need 3 bedrooms. That's 1,500 square feet. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to attack my 1,500 square feet and I'm going to start from there. And we're just going to have to figure out what we got to do from here, even if it's buying a condo.
Right.
To downsize your life to achieve your life's objective. And you know, it all boils down to stop being greedy. You know, don't think about you, because when you're building a business, if it becomes about you, then you're doing it. It's not about you. It's about your clients. It's about the people that you service in the community and your surrounding areas. So a lot of times it is gut checking your clients. Where are you? Where's
Where
your
are you?
head?
What do you want to do? What do you want to accomplish?
That's and I say to
And
a
this
lot of
is
them,
what's going to take.
this is it.
This is it.
Suck it up, buttercup, because it's going to hurt on the way up. You know, and that's the type of thing, you know, and I say this and I tell all my clients all the time as they're building their businesses, gut check it. Always gut check it.
So you help businesses also with payroll, correct? You do that?
Yeah. Payroll management. See, a lot of people, so your top corporations, payroll is actually managed through lending. So your short-term positions, maybe 30 days, you're borrowing 30 days of money in order for you to get some type of an interest on that money so that they can get a return on that money. So and you use those returns to even hire staff or offer raises. Or
You know what I need to do?
What's up?
I need to I don't pay myself a salary
Okay.
on purpose. I need to stop doing that. Everything I get in, I give out.
Well,
Eventually, I need to
isn't
pay
the bulk
myself a
of
salary.
aren't
I
you
need to do
aren't
that.
you a nonprofit organization? When you structure yourself as a nonprofit organization, mentally, the whole thing that you think about is, I got to give everything away. I got to give it away.
My husband tells me I need to stop giving away everything. I give away everything and some of his too, but it's just who I am. But I do need to just get into that mindset. It's just because I love people and I want to help people so much.
Well, you have to determine
But
about.
I am so blessed. Let me tell you, I'm one of those people where $1,000 is needed, $1 will do. I mean, there's favor on my money. The things that I accomplish in my lifetime, most people can't pay to do. I know it don't seem like a lot, but there's just favor on my life.
See, when you think about it, and here's the
I guess
gut.
my thinking is just different. Come on, gut check me.
So here it comes. So when you think about it and you look at yourself every day in the mirror and you have your friends and you think about it, there's a million things funneling through your life. You know, you get a phone call from somebody that says, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do about this and I need your help. Okay. That's what I say, is that as you're rising up, and Pastor Jay, I really do consider you a rising star in the community. And that's, you know, that's why I'm humbled by you, because it's not about you.
It
You know,
never is.
And that's the part.
It's really about him. It's about the Lord. It's not about me.
When I look at some of the nonprofits that I'm even affiliated with right now, they don't have a problem picking up the phone and making a phone call and getting a contribution, because everybody knows where their heart lies.
Right.
And that's the part.
Now that's one of I have a problem. I will not call people and ask people for money. I won't do it. Now I can ask people money for you, but for me, from what I'm doing, rarely, hardly ever.
See, that's the thing.
Just challenging.
And you got to look at it and say, what's the mission?
Yeah. I'll get to that. So you assist with retirement benefits and 401ks and 403b stock options, corporate capital management, So you're just doing a ton of stuff. We're going to have to talk about that when we come back from the break. We got to go. Don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to Today with Pastor Jay. Come back in for that. And then I'm going to thank my sponsors, and then we'll get into that list, what do you want? Which one do you want to talk about the most?
Retirement benefits.
Retirement benefits. We can talk about that. All right. Okay. Welcome back to Today with Pastor Jay. I want to give a shout out and a thank you to my sponsors, 500bankruptcy.com, thefloridamortgagecenter.com, and tradecoaches.org. So I'm going to tell you, money. I'm still, I don't know. I don't know what it is with me and money. I'm not.
And that's what makes you a
impressed.
rising star.
Is that it? I mean,
I think that's what does it for you.
I know. I just.
Because you're not selfish, and it's when it comes to selfishness
I've
and
met
greed.
people that's just so crazy and crazed about money and having the stuff and all that. You know, you come in my house. I love showing people around my home. I say, you see this beautiful leather couch and these leather chairs? And they go, yeah. It's like, well, I paid $25 for the leather couch, and these leather chairs from American Leather are free. And then I go over here to this wall. You see this beautiful bookcase that look like columns and stuff? It was given to me. And I said, oh, yeah. And these dishes that you're eating on, oh, my goodness, I got a steal. They were a deal because I eat off of vintage Corel, just so you know.
Okay.
Those are my everyday dishes, and they're worth like pretty penny.
Some of them are very difficult to replace, yes.
They are. So, but I paid 50 cents for that one and, $1 for that one. And then I'll take you over to my china cabinet and I'll show you all this Noritake stuff I have and how I got it for free.
But that's the way that...
that's how I live.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that.
I love that. It
doesn't make you a bad person because you look at the deal.
Fancy car. Oh, let me tell you. I'm going to tell you right now. Listen. I can make $1 out of 15 cents.
But if that's the way that you were raised, if that's the way that your life has been, then that's what you've always got to look for.
That's what I love. But my husband now is on the whole other side of the spectrum.
Okay.
He's learning. He appreciates me and the fact that I save him money.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
But he wants money.
Well, I mean,
Big money.
How many? You said you have how many children now?
7, but I only have one left at home. So the rest of them.
But that costs money.
It does.
Okay.
It costs a lot of money, but we made it.
It's roughly, I think it's like $130,000 to get to a child to 18 years old.
Don't even get me.
It's a lot of money.
Listen. Don't even get me started. Oh, I'm starting to have PTSD moments right now.
Yeah, those are big numbers.
Yeah.
That's $750,000 to raise just your children.
Mm-hmm. And I did it.
God bless you for it.
We did it. So I don't know, but my husband liked the money.
Yep.
He wants the money. He plays the lottery. I don't play the lottery. That's his little thing. He probably spend maybe $10 a week or something or whatever, and he wins a little bit and stuff. Me, I like go to the thrift store. And
that's my wife. My wife lives at Dollar Tree.
Really?
Drives me crazy.
Dollar Tree? I was in there the other day, and I was trying on sunglasses and stuff.
Well,
was kind of
my
cool.
sunglasses are $20. This is me. How many pairs of Armani glasses I've lost in my life? I'm done.
I'm not even going to tell you how much my sunglasses cost. That's one of my things. I love designer sunglasses, and I have a ton of them. But I buy them on sale, on special. I get the good deals. So
my wife always looks at it and she says that she has to have her little thing that she gets to enjoy. And her one thing lately has been Legos. She's been building Legos like it's her job.
Really?
And what am I going to say? I can't look at her and tell her that she doesn't get to enjoy that part of life because she should enjoy it.
Right. So let's talk about retirement.
Okay.
Because this is my thing. I have 7 children. That's my retirement plan. I've already told them they need to build into whatever they're doing for their life. Seriously.
No, you're not wrong.
I'm not joking.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you the biggest secret of retirement.
I have told my children this. Listen, I've invested in you. And now I know how much of an investment it is. So thank you for that. So you need to, build in your life, your investment for me. Because when I get old, that's my retirement plan. I have 7 children. 5 grandchildren right now. I can spend a month with each one of them. And as they get older and I get more grands, that's my plan.
So
is that selfish?
So I'm going to explain to you, and this is the same thing. My mother, all right, she had a house in Edison, New Jersey. Right. She had a house in the Poconos. Okay. For someone, and this was the type of woman, she raised 3 children on her own. She, and in times we were growing up in a hovel, and now that she's in her retirement years, she sold both her houses. Her company contacted her and told her that they were going to retire.
Okay.
And it was all after that. I am begging my mother. I have a 4-bedroom house. Why would my mother, for the love of God, ever need to purchase a home when I have a 4-bedroom home? She put a roof over my head.
That's
I was
what
never.
I'm talking about.
I never went.
I'm gonna send this show to my children.
That's and it. You know,
But just this part. But they already know it. They know it.
And
It's
my
plain.
brother and my brother and they're all look at it and say, no, Mom, don't buy a house. She funnels her resources to her grandchildren. Funnels it.
Right.
My nieces and nephews and my daughter have never asked for anything.
Right.
So in the same grand scheme of things, that's how I tell people, you downsize your life about 2 to 3 years before you're ready to pull the ripcord. You know, you make sure that when you wake up in the morning, the only thing that you need to worry about is 4 walls. You know, and
So how do you help people with their retirement? Because
it's you got to know the tricks of the trade, and you got to be careful.
The tricks of the trade.
By now, you know the key indicators that are out there. So you know, like the Federal Reserve saying they're not going to be raising interest rates. You know, you got to know what that means and what that's going to influence. You have to understand what's going on in the economy, the logistics industries, and you know, whenever we read articles, we just plow through it. So we have to know how that's going to influence individuals' retirements, whether they're going to be going into an annuity or a 401k.
All right.
That's important.
Well, this has been great, and I'm gonna tell you, we got to wrap it up, but I want people to know how to get in touch with you. So what's the best way to call you?
The best way to actually get in touch with me is marnold@cowanfg.com.
Okay. Say that again.
Arnold@cowanfg, like financial group.com.
And that's COWANFG.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so very much. You just so likable. you have that trustworthy face and voice, and you know, I want to give you my $2 and say do something with it. I mean, you just.
I appreciate you, but you do invest in intellect, and you got to make sure the people you talk to they got to know what they're doing.
All right. Well, thank you so very much. You know what I say, guys? Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow's not promised. What are you going to do today? You're going to get in touch with Michael Arnold at Cowan Financial Group and say, hey, what can I do? What can I do? God bless you. Have a great day.
Thank you very much.